Hi everyone, my name is Desiree and this is part 3 of a 4-part series. This series today, this class is going to be all about balance, right? So as we're still focusing on the lower body, we're going to take it up a notch and focus on balancing too. So I do have some blocks. You're welcome to grab 2 blocks if you need them to help support you in any of these shapes. I will offer some modifications also along the way, but if you don't have props, totally fine. Just do the best that you can and join me where you can. If at any point you need to rest, go for it, not a problem. We will have about 15 minutes together today, like I said, to work through these balancing shapes. Something that I want you to focus on throughout this class is your weight distribution in the foot, right? So I've been saying in the other 2 classes, right? So think of having these 3 points on the feet. There's my balance, right? So we have both the toe mounds and the heel, right? So throughout class, we want to evenly press down through all sides of the foot. All right, so as we're more upright, think of keeping the weight in the back body, in the heels, right? But as we shift and move forward, there is going to be a natural shift of the weight distribution coming more towards the center of the foot, right? Just something to think about. Also, with the upper body, we want to stay uplifted, right? So everything is going to be hugging in and up, right, to come out of the hips, to keep that trunk, again, uplifted, supported, so that the legs can propel us from shape to shape as we build strength, but also find softness throughout the body. So, wherever you are, let's make our way onto the front of our mat. All right. So, from here, let's just find Tadasana, right? Mountain pose. So we have our feet imprinting down into the ground. Right, you can close your eyes if you'd like. Right, imprint the feet down into the ground. Keep the toes soft and long. Right, start to draw everything muscularly and energetically up from the feet, the ankles, the insoles, the inner arches of the feet, all the way up to the inner thighs, to the outer hips. Right, so these legs are straight and strong. Tailbone reaches down, middle buttocks presses slightly forward. Outer hips hug in, glutes, everything starts to turn on, activate, and engage. Reach up evenly through the front, the back, and the sides of the chest and trunk. Right, and then slide the shoulder blades down the back and in towards the chest. Soften across the collarbones. Take the arms down by your sides. We have the sensation of rooting down and lifting up. And then use your breath, place your awareness on your energy, and allow everything to expand and move out from center. Take a slow, deep inhale, followed by an even slower, deeper exhale out through the mouth. Do this 2 more times. Deep, deep inhale, followed by an even deeper exhale. And then one last one. Full breath in, even fuller breath out. Return to your natural breathing cycle and draw your hands to a prayer at heart center. Stay in this Tadasana shape. Shift your weight onto your right foot, lift the left leg up. All right, you can go ahead and open up your eyes, and all wobbles are welcome for this class in the series. All right, draw the knee up. All right, and then we're just gonna take circles, right? So we're gonna turn that left leg out to the left and make really big circles, just rotating the femur bone in the hip socket. All right, try and keep your attention onto your hips and make sure that they're not projecting out to the side and that we're staying centered the entire time. Right, and then go ahead and reverse your circle. Right, so take the circles in towards the midline. I'm just going to turn and face you. All right, and then bring the leg to center, lower the leg down. Take a moment, left to meet right. Find evenness in the body here. Find that Tadasana shape. Shift your weight into your left foot, lift the right leg up. All right, start to make circles, taking the leg out away from the center of the body. And again, keeping this hip hugged in, this left hip hugged in, and that you're not leaning outside of this boundary so that we stay really linear. Just the femur is circling in the hip socket. And then reverse the circle. Check in with the standing leg, the standing foot. Check in with your mind, your breath. Come back to center. Lower the leg down. All right. Come back to that Tadasana again. Find evenness in right and left sides of the body. Take a deep breath in, followed by an even deeper breath out. If anything starts to get chaotic or stormy in the breath, the body, or the mind, return to that deep belly breathing and that audible exhale out through the mouth. All right, shift your weight onto your right foot. Lift the left leg up. We're going to bend forward and come into a warrior three. So the standing leg, you're going to put a bend in the knee, right? Hug the outer hip in on that right leg. Engage the thigh. So everything again is drawing in and up and moving into center to support yourself. We're going to begin to hinge forward. Keep that standing leg bent. Right? And don't even worry about extending that left leg back. Just think about folding over the front leg and keeping the hips even. So go ahead and place one hand on the low belly, so on the front of the pelvis, and one hand on the back of the pelvis. Right? And just use that to kind of check yourself to see where your hips are even or asymmetrical. Right? We want to think of placing a book on the back of the pelvis so it just stays flat. All right, from here, start to straighten the standing leg. Right, and then straighten the extended leg or the lifted leg. Reach out through both heels. If you need to have your hands on blocks or on the floor, that's totally fine. Wherever you are, again, just stay with the breath and just focus on keeping the hips even. All right, go ahead and unhinge, stand yourself up. So start to draw the left knee in towards the chest, rebend through the standing leg, and then lower the left leg down. All right, come back to Tadasana, reset. All right, hands to heart center. Shift your weight onto your left foot. All right, bend through the standing leg, and then start to hinge forward. Right, so the weight is now shifting out of the heel towards the center of the foot. Standing leg stays bent. Hug the outer hip in on the left leg, and then find evenness in the hips. So take one hand on the front of the pelvis, one hand on the back, right? Place that imaginary book. Lengthen through the tailbone and the crown of the head. Draw the low belly in. When you find evenness in the hips, straighten the standing leg. Oops. Straighten the standing leg. And then straighten the lifted leg. Stay and breathe. Start to bend through the standing leg. Draw that right leg in towards the chest. Return upright. Lower the right leg to meet the left. Return to Tadasana. Hands to heart. Find evenness in right and left sides. Deep breath in, followed by a deep breath out. All right, so we're going to build on this. Right, shift your weight into your right foot. Extend the left leg back up. We're going to come back into that warrior three. Again, keep that lifted leg bent until the hips are even. When the hips are even, extend the leg and do whatever you need to with the arms to help enhance your balance, right? So they can be floor blocks, heart center, down by your sides. Start to bend through the standing leg. We're going to come into a high lunge. Lightly make your way down. Extend the arms up. All right, check in with the hips. All right, maybe that right hip needs to come slightly back, left hip slightly forward. Reach out through the back heel, back leg straight and strong. Extend the arms up overhead. Lift the low belly in and up, pulling the trunk out of the hips. All right, hinge forward, lay the belly on the thigh. Shift your weight onto the standing leg. Lift that back leg up, come back to the warrior three. Remember, keep the toes light and long and lengthen through the trunk. All right, bend through the standing leg, pull yourself back up, left leg in towards the chest. Shift your weight into your heel, lower the leg down. Tadasana. Deep breath in, deep breath out. All right, second side. You got this. All right, shift your weight into the left foot, draw the right knee up. Hinge forward, warrior three. Remember to keep that standing leg bent till the hips are even, then straighten. Start to bend through the straight leg, the standing leg. Right, and then take that long, slow approach to come into your high lunge. When you arrive, check in with the hips. Left hip slightly back, maybe right hip slightly forward. Reach out through the back heel. Back leg straight and strong. Extend the arms up. Lift the belly in and up so the trunk comes out of the hips. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. All right, hinge forward at the waist, lie the belly on the thigh. Come to that flat back and then lift the back leg up, return to your warrior three. Find evenness in the hips. Reach out through the heels. Bend through the standing leg. Draw that right leg in towards the chest. You got this. I know you're doing a great job. Lower the right leg down. Tadasana. All right, let's make our way to the back of our mat. And let's put this all together, right? Let's make this more lively. Let's put this balance in motion. All right, so I like to call these walking warrior threes. So it's exactly what it sounds like. At the back of our mat, we're gonna find Tadasana, and we're gonna come into a warrior three, right? So shift the weight onto the right foot, draw the left leg up. And just like we were, hinge forward, have that bend in the knee until you make your way back into the fuller expression. Right? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna unhinge, start to stand up, draw the left leg forward, keep the knees bent, get kind of low, get springy in your step. We're gonna hinge forward, so we're just gonna shift the weight onto that left leg now. Come right into a warrior three. Keep the hips even, low belly lifted. Lengthen through the trunk and the head. Right? And then draw everything up. And then bend down. Shift the weight onto the right leg. Come into that warrior three. Keep the hips even. And then we're gonna go backwards. All right, so send that left leg back. Come back to that warrior three. All right, and as you come up, extend the back leg down. All right, and then shift, draw that right knee up. Send the right leg back. Bend forward to that warrior three. Extend the legs. Plant the back foot down. Shift the weight. Lift the leg. Bend forward. Extend. We're going to do this one more time. Going forward and backward. Keeping control. Focusing on the breath. Focus on your center. have fun. Allow yourself to fall. Allow yourself to wobble. Use this time and space to explore and play. It's what it's all about anyway, right? If you're not having fun, then what's the point? Doesn't have to be perfect. Just make it fun. All right, and then start to make your way to the back of your mat. Okay, we're gonna wrap up. All right, come into chair pose. Toes can be together or feet can be hip distance apart. Reach the tailbone down to the ground, lift the chest up. Rebend through the knees. Bend through the ankles. All right, straighten the legs, fold forward over the legs. Uttanasana. All right, so keep your hips over your ankles, and again, root down through your feet. Reach out through the heels and extend through the backs of the legs. Lift the sit bones up. If you need a bend in your knees, that's totally fine. Or if you need to bring your hands onto blocks, that's fine too. But wherever you are, continue to reach the sit bones up. And then allow the chest, the neck, and the head to release down towards the ground. Take a deep breath in, followed by a deep breath out. Bend in the knees. Walk the hands forward. Drop onto your knees gently. Cross the shins. Bring your legs forward. Slide down towards the center of your mat. Feet on the floor. And then lower down onto the ground. Take the soles of your feet together. Okay, and then check in with the spine, the sacrum, and find that neutral pelvis. So reach the tailbone down towards the heels, right, to find that shallowness in the low belly, right? So you have a little bit of space between the low back and the floor. Widen the legs, bring the knees towards the ground. You can go as wide or as close as you like, but keep in mind what's going on with the low back and keep that neutral spine. Place your hands on your belly, onto your hips, or anywhere that feels good to you. Take a moment to observe and feel in this connection that you have with yourself, of your hands on your body, in your skin. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Use your hands to bring your legs back together. Straighten the right leg long. Allow everything to roll out and heavy. Straighten the left leg long. Allow everything to roll out and be heavy. Take your hands onto your hips and gently press from side to side, rocking your pelvis. Walk your hands down your legs and then up towards your ribs. Feeling really slow and gentle and loving on your body. Lift the back of the head up and lengthen, and then lower it back down with the chin tucked in slightly towards the chest. Hands down by your sides. Take one more deep breath in, followed by an even deeper breath out. Stay here for as long as you need. If you need to come up with me, bend the knees, plant the feet, roll onto your right side, and use your arm as a pillow. Stay for a round of breath and pause. Press your hand into the ground and make your way up to an upright seat. Take your hands onto your body anywhere that feels good. Bow your head to your heart. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste. Thank you so much. Again, my name is Desiree. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, please let me know, and have a wonderful rest of your day.